Back to another YouTube video. It's your boy Orion G. Today we're gonna react to why Prince wrote "Slave" on his face. We're gonna react to why Prince wrote "Slave" on his face. I'll probably put the link in the description in the link. So yeah, let's get right into the video.
Build a website you love.
Alright, we have an advertisement. So yeah, we got some Prince content. You know what I'm saying? Let's start this. I'ma probably react to the Michael trailer. Cause they're supposed to be like showing it at the Super Bowl, but if I don't catch it, I might react to it on you know what I'm saying, but we'll see. Y'all let me know if I should react to the Michael trailer on, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. But yeah, let's get right into this video. Why Prince wrote "Slave" on his face.
In concert. Perfectly free. On record. Slave.
Well, actually, I can give a little backstory on this. I already know he's gonna talk about, like, you know, how artists, they're not getting, you know, the right amount of money from the records, and, you know, him writing that on his face, him being pushed to do him. The reason why he, you know, wrote that is like he was like part of his contract. He was independent at one point. There was like, I watched a documentary where they were saying that he put a lot of bread into some type of album or something, and he didn't make that much money back. He wanted to do a lot of stuff independently. He didn't want, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why he wrote that in his face, because he was really trying to get at his contract.
Get wild.
Picture this. It's the mid-1990s. Prince, one of the most gifted musicians to ever touch a studio, steps on stage with the word "slave" written across his face in bold black letters. Not as a costume, not for shock value. It was a message aimed straight at the music industry, and more specifically at Warner Brothers. But to understand why Prince declared war, you gotta rewind a bit. Prince signed with Warner Brothers in 1977, when he was still a teenager out of Minneapolis. Back then, the deal looked like a dream. Warner let him produce his own records, which was unheard of for someone that young, and Prince delivered hits, tours, movies, entire cultural earthquakes. Purple Rain alone made Warner Brothers enough money to buy a small country. But while he was becoming the face of pop innovation, something else was happening behind the scenes. Prince outworked every other artist on the roster. While most musicians dropped an album every couple of years, Prince was creating in
Yeah, he was, and he had music in so many different genres, produced them, played different instruments. If you look at his discography, he had about a good 30 albums. He always, I'm guessing she's gonna explain that he dropped, you know, like a project about every single year.
superhuman speed. He'd be in the studio every day, recording, mixing, stacking songs like a man possessed. By the early 90s, he had a vault with hundreds of unreleased tracks, and Warner Brothers wasn't trying to hear it. Record labels, especially back then, had a system. Release one album every 18 to 24 months. Milk it, promote it.
Wait. Hold on. I did not know about this. Let me hear this real quick. You might learn something new right here. Hold on.
System. Release one album every 18 to 24.
Release one album every 18 to 24 months. Okay, well, I guess it depends on what type of label it is, I'm guessing. But yeah, or that was just probably how it was back in the day. I don't know. Maybe that's how it is in this. Because, you know, you got to have a certain amount of albums out with your contract.
4 months. Milk it, promote it, tour it. Keep the brand controlled. But Prince was delivering albums like a printer spitting out pages, so Warner Brothers put the brakes on. Prince wanted to release more, Warner wanted to slow him down. Then came the real point of tension: ownership.
Ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said,
I mean, yeah, you're right. You know, if you if you make the art, it's your art. It shouldn't be given to anyone else. That's why he explained, you know, everyone wants that to take the risk of going the label way, but as they say, you should not sign a deal. You should stay independent.
Companies
Cause you still keep your royalties at the end of the day.
felt otherwise, and they would always hold this contract up and say, "Well, you signed it." And I say, "Well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair." Of course, they wouldn't change because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today. They're not going to exist much longer.
Prince realized that even though he wrote the music, he recorded it, he produced it, Warner Brothers owned it. The masters, the publishing, the control, all in the label's hands. He was basically an employee making hits while the company collected generational money off his art and hard work. This is where the fuse caught fire.
And it's always been like that too. So
Prince hated the idea that Warner Brothers could sit on his music, shelve it, delay it, or profit off it long after he was dead, while he had no control over his own creations. That's when he started calling the contract what it really was, a form of artistic servitude. And then he took the fight public. In 1993, Prince walked away from his own name. Literally, he changed his
yep. to the sign or whatever. Yep.
name to an unpronounceable symbol because Warner Brothers owned the word Prince as part of the trademark during his contract. Prince knew exactly what he was doing. He was breaking the machine by refusing to be branded by it. Then he escalated it. He started writing slave on his face every time he performed or appeared in public. His message was blunt. I'm a slave to my contract. They own my name, they own my music, they own my work. Warner Brothers thought he was being dramatic. Prince thought Warner Brothers were being oppressive. To force the label's hand, he released albums at lightning speed. Come, The Golden Experience, Chaos and Disorder.
Yeah, the Prince Come album, that album, he that was his last project that he had dropped before wanting to get out of his contract. So yeah, he was just releasing a lot. That's what they were saying. He was releasing a lot of music to get out of his contract.
All fired off to run out the clock on his contract. Every one of those releases was a step closer to his freedom. And in 1999, freedom finally came. Prince completed his obligations and walked away from Warner Brothers. The slave disappeared from his face. He was now independent.
On this
Now, if y'all go look a little domination up on all platforms, which is me, I have about 12 projects out right now in my discography. But I'm independent, but I just release a lot of music because I make a lot of music, you know what I mean?
December 31st, 1999, my publishing contract with Warner Chappell expired, thus emancipating the name I was given before birth, Prince, from all long-term restricted documents. I will now go back to using my name instead of the symbol I adopted as a means to free myself from all undesirable relationships.
He built his own
And I'm guessing this is when he got his like ownership.
label, ran his own distribution, and became one of the earliest big-name artists to sell music online directly to fans. Years before iTunes, years before streaming, years before the industry caught up. Decades later, Prince and Warner
Oh
Brothers
yeah, I heard about his he had like his own website he made. I think where he put his own vinyl or his own music up there.
made peace. In 2014, Warner Brothers actually returned the rights to his master recordings, a move almost unheard of in the music industry. Prince's rebellion became the blueprint. His fight opened conversations about artist rights, ownerships, masters, contracts, and exploitation. He wasn't being dramatic, he wasn't crazy, he wasn't throwing a tantrum, he was early. Prince saw the music industry for what it was, a place where artists
And he was really one of the first to actually go, say something. Him, MJ, we if y'all want to see more MJ content, put the links in the comments. I'm gonna try to find some more if I come across some, but just know I'm gonna have, it's gonna be a mixture of different content up here. We got like different music artists, reactions, wrestling, just a lot of different stuff bringing to the channel. Then one day we're gonna start the movie reactions. Gotta get an editor for that. Get a better computer for that.
Magic and corporations own the wine. His war with Warner Brothers was a warning shot for every artist coming after him. And writing Slave on his face, that was Prince doing what he always did, telling the truth in a way you couldn't ignore.
Alright, that was why Prince wrote Slave on his face. I'm gonna make sure I put the link in the description in the comments below. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Stay tuned. Uriah out.